this is Dee from Dee Book Art, and this is the second video in my series about how to make beautiful folded books. In my first video, I demonstrated how to do simple folds to make a heart-shaped folded book. In this video, I will show you how to do one kind of internal fold in order to make more complex designs. For this video, I'm using my star pattern, and you can find it on my blog, dbookart.blogspot.com. Okay, first of all, I'm going to just get started. I've already figured out my starting page and made my fold in my pattern. And I explained how to do that in my first video. So you'll notice that the first point on this pattern is just a single point here on the first ray of this star. And so I'm just going to fold up both sides to that single point. So I'm just folding up. I want to make the top of the page here, this edge of the page, parallel to the text. Straight across. So there's that, and then I'll fold down the top to that exact point. Okay, that was my first fold. I'll turn the page. I'll mark off on my pattern that I've done that. Fold, and then I'll put my pattern in again. This one, there's a little gap. So I'll mark the top and the bottom and fold that up and like I did the previous one. And I'll keep going until I get to the first line in the pattern that crosses the pattern in two places. That'll be here and here, and then here. So I will come back when I get to that spot. Okay, I've done the folds for this part of the star, and now I've gotten to the part where the line, the next line that I'm supposed to fold crosses the bottom of this point of the star. And so now I'm going to mark this point down here, these 2 points for this ray of the star. Just a second, I'm going to need to adjust that. Make sure everything's lined up. And then I'm also going to mark this point right here. Okay, I will take the pattern out. I'm going to go ahead and fold the top and the bottom folds, just so that I don't get confused about which fold goes to what. Making sure that's pretty parallel. Okay. All right. Now it's time for us to make a snip. So there, I have 2 marks left here. One is going to be the bottom of the of this ray, and then this one is where I'm going to snip. Now we have to make a decision, how deep are we going to make the snip? One way to do it is to just take a ruler and measure out. And the snips, so if you make a deeper snip, it's going to make a darker shadow in your pattern and make a more dramatic effect. If you do a more shallow snip, then the effect will not be quite as dramatic. But a lot of times, it really just works to snip to where the print starts, the length of the margin. And that way you don't have to measure every time, because the margin width is going to be the same throughout the whole book. And so that's what I'm going to do in this case. I'm going to take a snip perpendicular in from that outside edge right to where the print starts. Okay, now that I have the snip, I'm going to fold this side up just like we've been doing for all the other things at a perpendicular fold so that this edge is flat, is even there on this side. Now this side, if you remember, was the point of this star. And so I'm going to move this clear down to that dot. I only did a single dot there. And I'm going to fold it clear down to that dot. And that's a triangle internal fold. I call it triangle because it makes a triangle shape. So then I fold this page over and I'm going to do it again with the next one. So I'll put my pattern in. Make sure the bottom's even. I'm going to mark top, bottom, where this line crosses, and then here and here. This is where this line crosses down here. So once again, I'll make the top and bottom folds first so I don't get confused about which dots are for what. And this is going to be the bottom of this ray. And so this is going to be, oops, look at that. I made a mistake. I folded it to the wrong mark. There's 2 marks down there and I folded it to the top one. Let me fix that real quick. Okay. There's 2 marks here. There's 2 marks here. This is the top ray. This is the bottom ray. The one in the middle is where I'm going to do the snip. So I'm going to snip about to where the text starts. I'll fold this one down. I'll fold this one up. And there it is. And you can see, if we look at the edge of the books, that I'm starting to have, look, that keeps me typing. Okay, I'm starting to have the bottom part of that, the star, this ray of the star. Now in this pattern, I also have this internal circle here. And so I will do those triangle cuts as the triangle folds here, 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 until we get to this point. And then we're just going to do it the normal way for these stripes. But then when this line crosses the pattern, I'm going to have to do another kind of internal fold. And that kind of internal fold, I'm going to do a different kind, because when you do the triangle fold, the base of that fold is it's going to be slanted down to where you make the snip. And that's what I want for the outline of the star. But for the inside of the star, I want all of this space inside to be the same depth, because I'm going to use that center thing to put a picture for, a child who is the star reader. So when I'm done with this internal part, it's all going to be the same depth down. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to do a different kind of internal fold. And that is what I'm going to talk about in my next video. Thank you for watching, and tune in for the next video to learn how to do a rectangle internal fold.